Welcome to Intuitive Wisdom Tarot. I'm Jen, and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're doing a waning moon energy check-in for air signs. This is the part of the lunar cycle that supports release, clearing, and emotional detox. The waning moon isn't about forcing change, it's about letting what's heavy fall away so you're not carrying it into the next cycle. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Tap like, consider subscribing, and leave me a comment. I love connecting with you. As we jump into this reading, I would like you to ask yourself, what am I ready to release? And what do I want to make space for? Let's get started. We are going to start with a wisdom of the oracle to get a general message, a general energy as we move into this waning cycle. So let's see what we have for air signs. In fact, there could have been some real big feelings, real big things come up during this full moon cycle and eclipse that we just had. So this could very well be that you are releasing and clearing and emotionally detoxing. All right, let's see what energy is coming through. We are getting observer. All right, so again, this is looking. This beautiful little fox is looking into the night sky. So you could very well need to look at some astrology, right? Maybe there's some shifts happening that will bring you some clarity. But again, it's also a time of observing, right? When we observe, we are also gathering information. We are using that information to learn, right? So let's see what message is coming through for observer. So we have number 49. There we go. All right. Observer. Essential meanings: perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. The oracle message: most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. So there's an energy of really, again, observing the people you are with, observing, and again, not just thinking about yourself, but thinking about the situations, the energy. So again, you could be clearing out. There could very well be, you might want to shift to a new career, right? Start observing some of those areas. Start observing some of those environments. Maybe there's something that you want to get started. Start observing the competition, right? Start observing some of those people within that area, whether it's a personal or a professional, to get some more ideas, to really delve yourself into that. All right. We're going to jump into tarot. Let's see what cards are coming through during this waning time. Now with observer, right, you're taking in information. So during this waning cycle, it's important that there are some things that you are clearing, some things that you are releasing, so that you have the space for that, right? Sometimes when we're at capacity, because we have so much emotional gunk, this would be the time to clear that so that you can put in or start taking in that information and filing it in a space that's going to be helpful to you. All right, air signs, let's see what we have for you. All right, our first card is the Four of Cups. This is the energy you are embodying or needing to embody as we are moving into this read. We have the Five of Cups. This is the energy that you are needing to release or clear. We also have the Hanged One, which is the energy you need to lean into. And advice from Spirit is the Magician. All right. So yeah, there's definitely some clearing that needs to happen, right, in our emotional world. That's because there is a shift. There's a shift that's going to be happening because you are, like, when we think about where we're at right now, we're in Pisces season. We're ending Pisces season. That's the end of our cycle, right? There's some things that we need to clean up before we move in. Let some heavy things fall away, because you're not to take those into the next cycle. And you're clearly manifesting and building something new. All right, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. This is the energy underneath it all. So this energy can very well be romantic. So for those of you who are calling in maybe a new romantic partner, you are calling in and there is one coming forward, right? Or this could very well be you are needing to take a quest and you are needing to be your own knight in shining armor, right? Being that love and that compassion that you have wanted, because there's an energy that I'm feeling where for some of you, you have ended a relationship and you have done some healing, but there's some healing that has not. You haven't done it all, which means you need to clean out, because this person or you are coming in. No, this person is coming in, right? Which means you are the one that needs to nourish your own heart, right? You need to go on this quest on allowing yourself to heal from that past cycle before this new person comes in. Because if you haven't done the healing, then that stuff is going to still be underneath it all when you move into this new cycle. And you don't want that, right? You want to start on a fresh new slate, and you're definitely manifesting. You're definitely calling in something better than what has been, right? So nourish yourself. You're on a quest because there is somebody or something coming through. And it could be, if you are in a relationship, there's a new cycle. Your partner could very well be, right, within themselves going, maybe I haven't been being romantic, right? Maybe I haven't been gesturing with romantic things or with things that show you or show my partner that I love them. And so that's I'm getting a big energy of, like, there needs to be some just care and love of yourself, right? For healing. All right. The energy that you are embodying or needing to embody during this time is the Four of Cups. And again, here's that same cup. So there's an offer coming through, but there's this energy of you still being in this energy from these past situations or this past cycle where your viewpoint is tainted, right? You're still viewing it out of these lenses, right? And it could very well be negativity. That's like, we see this person and their shirt is like, over it, right? I'm over, like, consistently attracting the same type of situation, or I'm over not expressing myself, my emotions, because when I'm not expressing myself, how I feel, then the same old happens over and over and over again. And when this offer comes in, you're going to be like, it's the same old, right? Which changes how you manifest, which changes your energy and your energetic world, because now you're manifesting again the same type of energy. You're matching that, and this is what's going to be coming through. So you are at this time needing to embody or needing to do some things that are raising your vibe. It could very well be, I need to start doing some things that I truly enjoy, right? Going back to the things that you're passionate about, the things that fill your cup. Maybe you are somebody that really loved doing yoga, right? And you haven't been able to go to the yoga studio, or you haven't been able to do it on your own. Advice from Spirit is saying, look up some YouTube videos. Like, there are tons of yoga out there. If you're like, well, I don't have the money to do that, that's for free, right? Lots of different things. Maybe you're somebody that loves to paint and you haven't painted in a long time because of this old cycle. You need to investing in the things that once brought you love and joy, and do those things, because as you are delving into the things that make you happy instead of the things that really frustrated you, you're creating that space to release these frustrations, to allow them to come through, to acknowledge and to let go, right? This is that cycle of the waning moon. We're not forcing the change. We're doing the things that we love so that what is heavy needs to come up and can fall away, right? So really looking at the things that you once loved doing, that is where it's going to help to shift that energy. And again, if you're somebody who's really here, like, it's going to be the same old, so why even try? That is where, right there, become aware of what you're saying, because then it's now, okay, well, if I'm doing that, I'm going to create the same cycle. Now, how can I break that energetic cycle, right? And that's where we're at right now with that waning moon. The energy that you are needing to release is this grief, this sadness, this cycle. So we have 3 cups here, and you need to go kick over those cups, right? You need to say, hey, I am done feeling this way. You need to have grace with yourself and say, yeah, I'm going to give myself the opportunity to feel my feels, but I'm not going to let that control what's happening next, right? Because here's that offer along with you. And this could, again, here's that, could very well be a new person, could be a new cycle. I'm going to take this with the person that I'm with, and I'm headed over here, and I'm going to go across, and we're going to go experience life, right? So during this time, you are needing to release and clear again. Give yourself that emotional detox. And this could be very specific to someone. You could very well have an addiction. Okay, maybe you have been self-medicating with alcohol, and like, because this could very well be wine. You no longer have that taste anymore, but you still have that habit, right? Kick over those cups. And then again, like I was getting off of this, shift your energy, go do something different. If there were specific places you hung out while you were like self-medicating, don't frequent those places anymore. Doesn't mean that you have to forever, but right now you want to shift that energy. If there are things that you did, like every Friday we would have happy hour, right? Instead of doing happy hour, do happy hike. Go start a hiking club, or maybe on those Fridays You go do yoga, right? You get together some people from your office or from your workplace and you set up together at somebody's house or even at the office. Clear the space, roll out your mats, and put on a YouTube where you're all doing that. So again, you're shifting your habits, you're shifting. And I'm getting a real big observe the people or the energy that you want to embody. So again, if you want to be somebody that does not use alcohol as a coping strategy, observe the people. What are they doing when they're not using that, right? Maybe they're off hiking. Maybe they are doing the yoga. Maybe they are frequenting other places, right? And maybe your happy hour has always been in the same place. Maybe you shift that happy hour, and instead of at this, maybe it's a bar, maybe you go to a restaurant that has a restaurant and bar, and maybe you start doing those mocktails instead of the cocktails, right? So there's a lot of different things where you're kicking over those cups, right? And you're saying, I am releasing this energy. And it could be a group of people. It could be maybe some situations where there's some drama. It could be your family, right? There just could be some things that you need to release right now. Feel those feels, feel the grief. And then pick up these next two cups and then go start something different. There's a real big shifting of habits that I'm feeling is needed, because this too is also apathy. This too is like, I am over life, because it's just the same old, it's boring. Break free of those habits, right? Do something different, because not only is that shifting like neural pathways, it's creating this space of like being able to be creative, but it's also shifting energy. It's shifting those energetic cords or those energetic feelings, and it's allowing you to break those cords. And that is what you are needing to do, is release that energy. Now, the energy to lean into is the Hanged One. And this is an energy of surrender, right? And this really ties in with that observation. You are needing to shift your perspective. You're needing to shift habits. You're needing to shift your life. You're needing to shift some things, because that is going to bring through the enlightenment or this higher vibe energy from this apathy to, oh, wow, I never thought of it in that way. And this, I can tell you, is kind of a divine pause. The universe is saying, hey, I'm coming in and I'm giving you this opportunity. I'm hanging you up, right? Don't struggle because there's something that you are needing to see. I'm giving you time to heal. I'm giving you time to look at the things that now you want to pull into your life. What kind of relationship do you want? What kind of person are you attracting? What kind of career or what kind of business do you want? Right? So shift. You could very well need to like, I'm getting I don't know what I can't remember, an inversion table. So if like you have a gym, or maybe you go to the chiropractor or something like that, maybe ask if you can use that and just shift perspective and do a 5-minute meditation and see what comes from that. Now, if you're at home, you could very well maybe lay on your bed, but your head, put it down where your feet usually are. Because that's just a shifting perspective. Look up on your ceiling and see, what is it? But there is a shift of you needing to observe different environments and different things, right? And the universe is coming in saying, I'm giving you a divine timeout. use it wisely. And it feels good. And it feels like you want this, air signs, right? There's this need of release. The waning moon cycle is excellent for this. And it's not forcing, right? We're not forcing. We're allowing new things to come in that's going to help us shift and allow the heavy things to fall away, so that when we are moving into our next cycle, we're not taking it with us. Now, advice from Spirit is do some things to change your perspective, because you are manifesting. Now, we're always manifesting. We're always putting out a vibe. We're always thinking. We're always acting in ways that are putting us in experiences where we're going, oh, that's what I want, or that's not what I want. When we manifest, not only do we need to utilize all our resources, right? All the things we have, really tap into nature, really tap into our environments, but we have to understand, what is our energy? What are we emanating? If we are still emanating this, I'm over it, I'm done, the universe is picking that up and saying, I'm over it, I'm done. And they're sending more experiences where you're feeling, I'm over it, I'm done, right? If you are allowing yourself to heal, if you're kicking over those cups and you're saying, you know what, I'm over it, I am going to change. I'm going to grab these cups that are still here, and instead of walking across the bridge, I'm going to dance across it. I'm going to try something brand new. You shift your energy, and then the universe goes, oh, dancing? I love dancing. I'm going to bring it your way. And then here comes more dancing. Or, wow, I didn't know that that's what they wanted, but look at this energy that's coming this way. I'm going to send it back. Right? So you are attracting, like attracts like. And so be clear on what you want, but also be open. Like when we surrender to the divine, we are really saying, hey, this is what I want. This is how I feel what it feels like. It's almost like live it, right? Live it, live like you have the person that you have attracted. Live like you are in the career that you are attracting. Live like the thing that you have wanted to come into your life, right? But be flexible, because there could very well be exactly that embodied, but not in what it was envisioned as, right? It could be a very different person that comes from a different culture, right? Be an observer. Observe, like what is it that's coming through? This is helping me to really allow myself to emanate and to vibe high at what I want, but to allow universe to come in and also give me some things that are great for me. The universe and God is not going to give you anything that's not meant for you, right? And there's a perspective shift. There's a new way of thinking, a new way of envisioning that needs to be happening here. Ooh, exciting. All right. We are going to close out our read with a way to cultivate calm and to create space during this waning time for healing and release. So let's see what ways we can cultivate calm with air signs. All right. Write it out. Get out of your comfort zone and express how you feel by writing poetry, lyrics, or a journal. A creative release is a great way to reflect and reset. Ooh, this is really tapping in. So you maybe this is something that you have really wanted to do and have done in the past, and you haven't done it recently. That could be tapping into that thing that you love, right? Write it out. Write out, or even draw. Like if you're a drawer, draw out what your next life is going to look like, what your next career is. Get creative and really put that on paper, right? Because that helps to also, again, really envision with words and or images, and gives you the opportunity, once you've written, like read through, add to it, take some things away. So it's like this growing, evolving life story that is coming your way. All right, air signs, that's what I have for you for this waning moon time. Please drop me a comment. Let me know if there's any feel-good vibes I can send out your way during this time. With much love and appreciation, be well. Bye-bye.